Did I? Oh boy. Okay.
Once I hit you with that bad space, you ain't coming back. No control on the reach, give me space like time. Hit you with that bad space, you ain't coming back.
Okay. All right, everybody. I went back. I had to go back and get my trailer, but we're ready to go here. I thought we'd take... Shut up. I thought we'd take a look at American Truck Sim because they came out with... well, they've come out with a lot of DLC since like the last time I really played it, but definitely Kansas came out at the very tail end of November, so this is pretty fresh. I'm starting in Kansas City here. We're going to go down to Dallas, I believe, on this delivery. So let's get to it. I thought it'd be kind of neat to see me, you know, drive something that isn't race cars. So here we go. Not race cars. And we're going to clip that wood. Nope, we got around it. All right, good. Nope, wait, there's a truck. Oh, see, this is why... keep going, keep going, keep going. You're good, you're good, you're good. All right, cool. This is why Nifty does race cars and not trucks. This is going to be a great moment for everybody to find out just how terrible at driving I am outside of race cars. Anyway, another reason we're doing this is because I'm a little truant in getting my Nifty Thoughts video done. I started reading the script, and what I thought would take 5 minutes was going to take about 20. And that was just for what I had covered there so far, right? So I'm like, okay, I don't, because, you know, it's a day before getting this video up. I thought this would be a lot quicker to overdub, to narrate, than it ends up being. So instead, we're going to do some trucksin, and I'll get you that Nifty Thoughts video in the future. But if you liked my NHL 24 video, I have a feeling you'll at least want to give this Nifty Thoughts video a click that's coming up. And that's all the spoiler I'm going to give there. But okay, we are trying to get out of the parking lot, and of course a train is coming. When I say parking lot, I mean probably construction site of some kind. Alright, where are you, Mr. Train? There's Mr. Train. He's going at turtle speed just to slow down the entertainment value of the video, everybody. Look at him go. Aw, man, he's just a flying. Nah, but how cool is this game, right? It's got all these moving parts in it and stuff. Now, I don't really consider American Truck Sim a sim in the same way that racing simulators are a sim, right? This doesn't, I am sure, this does not teach you how to be a good truck driver. It might teach you some certain things, right? But like, I think there's been a lot made of how real-life racing drivers use racing sims to get better, to learn, you know, racetracks and things like that. But with truck sim here, I think it's mostly about just like living the life, right? We're not simulating actually driving a truck. We're simulating kind of what the experience is like. And of course, because you are hauling a load, I'm sure that kind of matters too. Like, obviously, I'm not particularly great at navigating these real twisty roads. And for God's sake, we are definitely not going to be trying to park the thing on like expert level parking, because once you start trying to have me back up with a trailer, it just doesn't make sense. I always like to joke in real life that I'm like the best driver you'll ever have drive you around as long as we're going forward. But as soon as you ask me to back up, it's not going to happen. So, all right, let's get ourselves on the highway. By the way, we're leaving Kansas City, so if anybody here is from Kansas City, and we're going towards Dallas, so anybody from Kansas City, Oklahoma, or northern Texas, or anywhere really, but just saying, these are the locations we will be going. Give me a shout out if I drive through your hometown. American Truck Sim advertising something I've already bought. Now, do we need the Wichita lane? See, one thing I wish the GPS did was like a real GPS where it would tell you in, you know, a mile and a half, you're going to want exit 1B or whatever, right? But it doesn't do that for you. So instead we're heading towards Des Moines, which my geography's not perfect, but I know Kansas City is south of Des Moines and Dallas is south of Kansas City. So we should be going the opposite direction if it says Des Moines. That car's just going to go ahead and leave. Right now will be a well-behaved Nifty, but I don't have, or at least before I did the update, I didn't have any of the, like, traffic laws put into the game. So if we want, we could go flying, and we might do that if it seems like this video is going to take forever. But in the meantime, we're just driving here on, what was this, 74? Is that what it said this was, this highway? Everybody's shouting at me, no, that's not what it said, Nifty, you're stupid, you don't know the highways. You're right, I am stupid, I don't know the highways. That's a cop. Did y'all see that cop? I saw that cop. So anyway, yeah, looking forward to the Nifty Thoughts video coming out later in December than I anticipated. I'm going to have to, you know, beg a little bit of forgiveness to JC and Jose for delaying that, because I know one thing we've been talking about a lot is not delaying videos and like dates for things when they're planned, because it does kind of interrupt the flow. And if you do mention it to people, if you say, hey, new Nifty Thought coming out the first week of every month, and then it's not there, you know, you're frustrating people, and I get that, and I think we all get that. Just kind of how it goes with this content creation thing and some of the variety we like to keep on the channel, both with what we play in the gameplay department, and then also since I'm kind of the experimental one branching out into like documentaries, or what do you call them, video essays. Documentaries is a grandiose term for it. It's just a YouTube video essay, but right, since I'm the guy that's branching out into the video essays and the like modded content and stuff, like delays, but also not just that, like, you know, JC's got his random games that he plays, that it's, I don't say random games dismissively. JC in like kind of intentionally picks different types of games to see if you folks will respond to it. And same with me here. If you folks respond to this, you'll get more American Truck Sim. I don't know how long I'm going to be driving here. But yeah, so part of the game of content making, if you will, it are the delays and the unexpected things that come up. Like last week, I was completely out of commission. I had some dental work done. Couldn't talk, really. Couldn't stay awake a lot of the time. And so, you know, that hurts you when you don't have a week to work on things that you didn't anticipate you would need, right? Or, you know, something comes up in your personal life, or it's a holiday or whatever, right? Like, this content creation thing is a full-time job. And when you're doing it with a small group, it is a full-time job, and you have very little backup, right? And I don't mean that to say that JC and Jose don't back me up, or that I don't back them up. That's not what I mean. What I mean is that at the end of the day, you have to be the one being a personality and producing the content and coming up with engaging ideas and things like that, right? And sometimes you either don't hit your deadlines, right? You're like, oh, this is like me with the Nifty Thoughts video. I thought this script would read in about 10 minutes, and only 1/5 of it read in 10 minutes, right? Or whatever the number was I came up with. Either way, like the script needs pruned in a way that I didn't anticipate. I'm speeding here once we go down to 55. Yep. You know, like the content needs pruned, and polished, things like that. And, you know, there's just delays. And I can't ask my editor, hey, can you know, edit this video shorter? Hey, can you take a look at my script, right? Because I have to do that. I'm the one doing that. And that's part of the... I'm not trying to gripe about it, but that's part of the content creation thing, right? Where it's like all of these delays, all of this content, all of these ideas, they have to come from you. And if they don't, they just don't happen. You know, there's no backup coming for you in that way. Obviously, we all help each other out. For the longest time, I was the one doing the thumbnails on the website, or the website on the YouTube page, and then Jose picked up the reins a little bit, and he's been doing a lot of them, most of them lately, actually, and that helped me a lot to move around, give me some time, right, to do other things and engage in other stuff and all of that, and also be more creative. Like, I think we're gonna have a new thumbnail template coming out in 2024 in January. But see, I say that, and see, this is the kind of thing you could really take to heart. You could be like, aha, I'm going to set my calendar around the fact that Nifty said new thumbnail template is debuting in January, and then it doesn't happen, and then you get upset about it, right? Like, I'm on my own with that. Well, I'm not on my own. The three of us are on our own with that. And it's, you know, it takes work, and the holidays are coming up, and if things get in the way, things get in the way, right? Like, so I'm not trying to temper anyone's expectations or make anyone feel bad about asking for things or, you know, anything like that. I'm just trying to express that this content creation thing takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of effort, and especially with the way that we're doing so many videos a week right now on the X social channel, it is very taxing. But the reason we do it is to give a variety of content, which is why my sim racing stuff moved over to X Nifty, because it didn't feel like a variety of content, did it? It felt like me just burning a hole into the sim racing scene in a very niche way. Even for the sim racing community, it was niche because it was AI stuff, or it still is. And I am kind of, here's a little under the hood thing. I was doing that F1 season this year. I'm probably just abandoning that halfway through it. And that doesn't mean I'm abandoning sim racing or F1. By no means does that equate to that. What it means is that I'm probably just going to get a jump start on the 2024 stuff I want to do with the sim racing at the tail end here in December. And then hopefully I can set dates in the future so that, like, whenever IndyCar runs at Long Beach in April, right, whatever date that is, say it's April 10th. I'm not looking at a calendar, but say it's April 10th. Maybe I'll have recorded that in January, but here I can have it come out in April. So 4 months ahead of time, right? And then in that 4-month space, I'm working on other races and stuff. And so ideally, I'll actually be able to record more of those. Bang, 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 right? And also, I also think I'm going to shorten the races, because that's going to help with the editing, the turnaround on the editing. And it's also going to help just record more of them. Where if I do a, you know, normally I've been doing full races or hour-and-a-half long races, one or the other. And if it's an hour and a half and instead I do 20 minutes, 20, 40, 60, 80, right? That means I could do 4 in the space of 1 as far as actually playing the thing. Part of the reason I never did that was because modding the AI takes so much work that you might as well just go ahead and run a long race, right? But as things are getting more streamlined, as I'm doing Automobilista less, I don't believe in curbs. As I'm doing Automobilista less, the modding is either it's there or it's not, because I don't exactly have the acumen with Assetto Corsa. I think we're going to kind of run that light. Don't worry about it. You didn't see anything. That cop is still way back there, miles away. Okay, we're on 69. Let's go. That's nice. 69. Anyway, I know I'm rambling, but you're a passenger with me in a truck here, so get used to that. We are hitting every red light along the way. In classic Nifty form. Ah. We must have just missed this light. Anyway, so with the sim racing stuff, over on X Nifty, Ether X Nifty, if you're looking for that YouTube channel, by the way, if you want to know where my sim racing stuff went, and you didn't catch the one video I put out about it, But yeah, because so much of it is happening in iRacing now with the AI that iRacing is rolling out, and it being pretty darn easy. It doesn't take the mod build up, right? And Assetto Corsa, it's either there or it's not, right? Unlike Automobilista, where I could go into some of the game's like code files and tweak the AI there, I'm not that savvy with Assetto Corsa, and I'm not trying to be anymore. So, alternatively, we're just gonna do more races that are shorter, because there's no exact upside to doing the long form races if the modding doesn't take that long. Sorry, I'm kind of rambling, but I'm getting annoyed at all of the stoplights. Of course I am. This is a real life Nifty problem too, by the way, is all these dang stoplights. I kind of thought this route, because you go on the internet and I asked how long does it convert, right? In real life, like it says 7 hours and 10 minutes on my little map here. What does that mean in real life? And I read a 20-to-1, which was for every 20 minutes in game, it's really 1 minute, or at least miles, right? But it adds up if you have stoplights. But I was thinking Kansas City to Texas. I don't really think about stoplights in Kansas City, Oklahoma, or Texas, but I guess I'm just stupid. Alright, I don't see a stoplight ahead of us. That's good. But let me bring it all home here with the thoughts. Content creation is hard. Content churning is hard. Having a super reliable turnaround schedule is hard. It is hard to come up with 5, 6, 7 videos a week, and to do it reliably and with a level of quality. And that truck is trying to run me over. I was stopped way before you showed up, my dude. Anyway, so the content creation is hard, and when we miss deadlines, we are very much aware we're missing deadlines, and that's beyond the content creation stuff too. That's the social network side of things and all of that. But it's unavoidable because we're a 3-person team, and we're basically running like 3 companies at the same time, because we're doing this content creation thing, and that's what you guys see first and foremost. And the content creation has always been just the goal of it is to give you kind of a peek behind the curtain of who we are, of what we enjoy, of our personalities, of things like that, while we're making this idea for a social network, which is, you know, I don't feel like stopping for the stop sign. Anyway, you know, if I'm a terrible person for running that stop sign, you can tell me, but you know that now, right? You know what my personality is like when I'm playing a video game, when I'm talking to you, just my sense of humor, things like that. And so when we come up with this social network that we eventually want to do, you know the people behind it, right? You know their personalities. You've grown with them. And that's kind of what the whole goal of this, of this is, because what we don't want is a social network run by people you're not comfortable with, people you don't know about, people who are a weird mystery to you. That's the goal of Ether. That's what Ether X Social is about. And I know it says curated games curated by your demands, or whatever it says at the top, and I know that we're not always the best at that. We play the games we like to play, or the games we can think to play. Especially me. I'm actually the worst at that. I know my ratings are pretty decent on the view counts comparatively. At times not, but at times they are. And that's just kind of luck of the draw, because I am interested in games that apparently the YouTube algorithm picks up. But what JC's doing is more like a scattershot thing, where it's, hey, let's find fans of all sorts of different categories and bring them in, right? Everybody has a home here. That's kind of JC's goal. Give everybody a home. This social network is everyone's social network. And so when you're kind of splitting your priorities between the content creation thing and the idea of having a home for everybody on your social network, right? So that's the one company, if you want to say, the content creation thing, okay? The second company is the social network thing that we're trying to build. And that's slow going. That is something I don't think the three of us particularly understood how much work would need to go into it. Certainly I didn't. I was brought in the Revolver era as the graphics guy. That was my job. Just the graphics, which is why I came up with the thumbnails mostly and all that. Like, it was, they needed somebody to do their graphics back 2019, I guess. And I was hanging out on one of their streams, and I had recently found myself needing a job and needing something to put my time into. And so this seemed like a perfect opportunity because I loved the philosophy of growing a social network and everything that was kind of the mantra of the network going forward, which hasn't changed. The idea that this might be the social network that revolves around you, that hasn't changed. Some of the behind the scenes people have had to come and go. You know, real life gets in the way, egos happen, all of that stuff. And, you know, in some ways, it's been a good time for me to grow as a person too. I came in as the Photoshop guy. That's all I knew, and I wasn't particularly great at Photoshop either. It was just I had the time to dedicate to it, and, you know, the desire to learn. But then as roles evolved and all of that, suddenly I started doing the content creation thing, and I learned a whole new field, a whole new art, right? And so with that same philosophy, when it came time to be like, hey, do you want to be in on the back end of the social network stuff and all of that? I'm like, yeah, that'd be great. I'd love to try and help however I can. But that skill set, you know, when it comes to actual like coding and things like that, and oh boy, wow, you're going for it, aren't you? Okay. Anyway, where was I before we almost died? Oh yeah, when it comes to that, you know, I'm a creative person in the end. I went to college for communications, which is, you know, such a lame thing to, that's not a brag, right? It's like, yeah, I'm a communication major, right? And a polycom too, political communications, which is something I'm just scared to death to bring up on Ether in general, right? I mean, if you can go over to my Twitter and see my garbage political takes if you want, but, and I stand behind those as a person, but that does not reflect Ether, right? That's just me being an asshole. But anyway, where was I here? Oh, I'm a very creative person. I've always been a very creative person. The first thing I ever wanted to do was be a writer, and that's how I ended up in the polycom field, kind of like a journalism thing. And then after the writing thing wasn't working out for me, I moved on to music. I play the drums, and it was a passion. I used to give lessons, drum lessons, private lessons. I played in bands all across the area, and I got pretty good at that. But the money was negative, because not only was I paying for my own equipment and stuff, but when I was giving lessons, I was driving across my city, just from one end to the other end, back and forth. I was giving them, in the end, I was giving them in home, rather than out of like one location or people coming to me or whatever. I was going, you know, home to home, and the gas money wasn't adding up. And so between that and just the band thing, the studio work and things like that not paying off either, I moved into a new thing, which was publishing, and not as a writer, but as a publisher, as an editor, as a compiler and all that. And that worked well for a while, but let's call it philosophical disagreements in how you run a company happened between me and a friend running this small startup company that we had made. And so I left that, and that was when I was looking for something to do when I came across Revolver, and they said they wanted a graphic artist person, and I said, okay, fine, cool. Because I've had a little bit of experience with the Photoshop thing in all of these disciplines, you know, I think I could do the graphic art thing. But so it's in my nature to take on new things and try to learn new skills, but so far in my life, they've always been creative skills, right? Whereas when it comes to building a social network and computer-oriented tasks and things like that, that is not a creative field. That's not a communication field either. It's something completely new to me, and I don't want to give you the false impression that I'm doing a lot with it. I'm not. It's just that when it comes to like what do we need, what kind of people do we need to bring in, things like that, I'm not nearly as helpful as I'm not nearly as fruitful with that as JC is, for instance. So when you I guess I'll just be more direct. When you guys come out and hit up JC for all the delays in the network that JC talks about, JC isn't unaware of those things. And it really hurts me when you guys come after JC, because he's doing a lot of stuff that you guys don't see. And we're working on a lot of stuff behind the scenes in total. And so those are the two jobs, right? We're doing content creators. That's job one. That's what I do. And if I happen to have an aptitude for that, that's totally a coincidence. That's totally something that was unplanned by me when I first came here, right? Oh, that's a cop. Let's slow down. Though again, I think the road laws are off. But sorry, I'm just kind of rambling, but JC's the glue that kind of holds it together on the back end with everything. And it's a lot of the stuff that you don't see. It's a lot of the scheduling tasks. It's a lot of the communication tasks with other people, with like, you know, getting on LinkedIn and trying to find people to come help us. It's the networking. That's what you would call it, right? And you guys don't get to see that because you're not on the professional side of the back end. You see me having a good time playing racing games, playing truck game, playing Rocket League and all that stuff, and I have a great time doing that. Mario's in there too. How's everyone halfway through this rant? How is everyone doing with Mario? Mario Odyssey in particular. I've got it. I've enjoyed it. It's been a fun game to play. Anyway, but there's like so much to go on that second company, right? Content creation, you see me, you know what I'm doing. Second company, the social network side of things, it's slow going, and we know that. But that's because we're doing things, in our opinion, the right way, and we're trying to build successfully and earnestly and in a way that does you guys right, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And so throwing together something sloppy, you know, or trying to take donations, which is something we could totally be every video begging you guys, hey, send us some money so we can build this thing, you know. And I'm not saying we won't ever do that, but what I'm saying is right now we're putting it all on ourselves to try and do this. We're really trying to build this thing just with us. And I think we have a video coming out later this month that will probably more formally say this. I'm just kind of stream of consciousness here while I'm driving a truck in Oklahoma now, I guess. I'd guess. Maybe still Kansas. You tell me where Hugo is, guys. But anyway, and then the third job is just like all the other jobs, right? Like merchandising and doing the paperwork, like taxes and things like that. And, you know, earnings sheets and all of that stuff. And I guess the main point I'm making here is there's only 3 of us. And we're doing what we can that, you know, the real life world allows us. But it's a lot that we're trying to do. And it's not that we're against bringing in new people to help and everything. It's just that I'm over the line looking at that car on the right side thinking I almost ran him off the road. But it's not that we're against people coming in and helping us. If you want to come in and help us, by the way, if you love the Ether content, let us know. Shoot us a message. Any of us, JC, myself, Jose, whoever on the back end there. And we can help you out if you want to edit some stuff. But the thing is that we don't have we can't pay you right now, right? So don't go asking for, you know, a full-time job or nothing, because we can't do that. What happened here? That sucks. Ooh, that's a real bad one with that blue car. Get out of the way. Guess I'll go over here now too, because you drive slow. But yeah, if you want to come in, you want to hang out on stream, play a game together, you just want to try video editing, you know, you want to take something here and help out that way. Like, if you really believe in the message and you believe in us as people and all that, we're not above help. But when it, like, you guys see the content, and the videos are, my videos are recorded by me, narrated by me, planned by me, scheduled by me, edited by me, everything, right? Every single aspect of this done by me. JC's videos are the same way. Jose's videos are the same way. You have a technical problem, you have to solve that technical problem. You have a delay, you have to figure out how to work out that delay. And like, for me, I'm doing American Truck Sim here without a script, without any kind of plan, because I had a Nifty Thoughts video and it got delayed, and so I'm just on the fly recording this at 4:30 in the morning for you guys, when it's supposed to come out at 8 in the morning my time, just because I'm hitting deadlines and I'm making sure that you guys are getting what you deserve out of this network, as a fan, as a contributor, as a subscriber, whatever you are, right? However you came in the door, or maybe you're a new person, right? In this case, this is just an olive branch and you have no idea what I'm talking about. But, you know what I mean? Like, we're trying our best to... Whoop, way station. Okay. But, like, you know, we're trying our best to do right by you guys, and that delays things. You know, we don't have investors, at least not yet. You know, there's a lot of options that are available in the future, things like that. But right now, we're working for not a lot of money. And because we're passionate about this, we believe in this project. And so, stuff like this, it's... We got to back up at the truck station here. Stuff like this, it's just something like a passion project, but also, you know, one we hope to turn into a lifelong pursuit that will, I mean, literally pay, but also just pay off as a, like, soul-searching purpose thing, right? Because that would be great if we, you know, find who we are in this and all that. But there are delays, and it happens, and I thank you for everyone who is watching my videos and being very patient when those things happen. Watching all of our videos when those kind of delays happen. And I think that's the majority of people. I think the majority of people who watch our content are either people who kind of come in because they see a game they like and they're like, oh, whatever. Like, my NHL video got like 7 new subscribers, and I do kind of worry, because it's like, if you come in, if you think you're subscribing to an NHL channel, that's not it. You're subscribing to a variety thing with multiple people. And, you know, so I think some people are there, but I think there's a lot of people who come in and watch our videos over and over because they're just kind of curious to see where this crazy thing's going, between the content and the social network and, you know, the Discord and the community and all that. And to those people, I thank very much. When we get negative feedback, we see it, and it's helpful if it's not demanding, if it's a constructive comment that is simultaneously not rude, right? Like, if my audio is off, please be like, hey, I think your audio could be better in this one. But if you come in and be like, hey, dipshit, your audio sucks, don't make content anymore. Like, you know, there's a difference. There's a line. And if you guys are constructive with it, that helps a lot. I'm not scolding you guys. I don't know if it sounds like I'm talking down to you guys or not, but it's more like the three of us are buddies at this point. And for me, they're work friends first that I've just become connected to in a soul brother kind of way. And so anytime there's negative comments towards one of us, I feel it, whether it's me or whether it's JC or whether it's Jose. I feel it, right? Like, these are my people. These, not, you know, and if you guys are hurting my people, I don't like that. But if you guys are trying to help us, that's great. Please come in, do more of that. Be constructive with your criticism, because we know we're not perfect. And we all have our things. I don't put my face on video, right? I'm surprised no one's ever complained about that, but maybe everybody knows I would be ugly anyway. But, you know, that's a limitation I have that other people don't, that I've been getting away with lately, is, what city is this? This is a big place. Oklahoma City, you think? It probably said, and I probably just missed it. What is this? Is this Dallas? I thought we were going to Dallas. Where am I? Okay, we are. We're coming into Dallas already. So Oklahoma just flew by with my ranting. Anyway. Don't hurt my people. Be nice to my people. And realize that there's a lot you see. There's a lot you don't see. And that we really, truly are trying to do right by you guys with how we run things, how we run the network, all that jazz. Delays will always happen. It's just part of it. If you've never dealt with a small business, which remember, I talked about my employment history before this. I worked at a music store. I was trying to be a journalist, right? But then also I started a business on my own with someone else and things like that. I have seen small businesses over and over and over again. And if you're not used to the business world, the corporate world of small businesses compared to large businesses, things might be puzzling and ununderstandable, but patience is the most important part of all of this when you're building a business. Because there will be delays and you don't have backup. You really, truly don't. You are on your own in a society that isn't necessarily built to help entrepreneurs get ahead, to help small businesses get ahead, right? Again, political communications, you sometimes have to read into what isn't said, but let's just say there are a lot of interests in the world to make sure that mega corporations stay mega corporations, right? They don't want to lose any ground. So, you know, there is no help. You are building this on your own financially. You're paying the bills for it. No one else is coming. There is no fund you can dip into. You can't just take last year's profits, right? You're starting from square zero, from square one, and you're building this on your own. And so when delays happen, they're delays for us too. Maybe us in a bigger way, right? And yeah, this became kind of a rant. I didn't honestly know what I was going to talk about, but I'm kind of glad we went on a road trip because I think this kind of explains more my position in things, which is I'm just a creative person. I like being here and creating content. Are we going to have to go off the highway here? I'm thinking we are. Okay. This is an accident or construction? I'm guessing just construction. Any dang way. Like, I'm just giving you guys some thoughts on this road trip here, which is why I'm here, why I'm doing what I'm doing, and why sometimes Ether looks the way it does and acts the way it does. It's because it's a small business, and it's a small business run by people who, believe it or not, actually do care about you guys and want to make sure you guys get, in a positive way, what you deserve, right? Like, you guys deserve a good social network. You guys deserve a good YouTube channel run by honest people who are very forward about who they are, what they do, and their personalities and stuff like that. Now, I've always been reluctant to give away the anonymity thing, and you know, it's the internet. Internet's spooky, stranger danger and all that. But at least you know, well, I don't know what his name is, but he's nifty and he works on stuff. And I listen to him talk sometimes. So that's something, right? You know, something. And you know how to reach me. Come hang out on one of my streams, or, you know, shoot me a message on Discord or things like that. But yeah, it's just out of a desire to build this the right way, do this the right way. If it was about quick bucks, we honestly could have sold Ether a long time ago to interested parties. It's just, it's not why we're here, and that's not what we're going to do to you guys. Not saying we won't ever sell it, because I think, I mean, again, I don't know. I play the drums. I drive race car games. I don't know how business works, but I do understand businesses get sold sometimes. So, but it's not an immediate plan, right? Like, right now we're building the thing, and We're in charge. We're making sure that the content you see and that the thing that's being built for you guys to interact on and communicate with each other with is being built in the way that we think it should be built. And we're not sacrificing quality for time, right? There's no way we're gonna put something out that's bad for you really quick. We're not a TikTok meme. We are real people trying to make other real people happy. And we have had a lot of conversations on the back end about, like, what are the pros and cons of each social network that you can think of, and where does it go wrong with people? Why do some people, you know, really dislike this network, and why do some people really what changed that people left this one, or things like that? Why is there a rebellion going on this one? And so, you know, to that end, we don't want to do that to you guys, right? Like, we're really interested in making sure that what we build for people to come to is good for them. You know? Another thing, like, and again, I'm not making any promises in this video when I'm just kind of rambling, but we're talking about, you and I, audience, are talking about how social networks go wrong and things like that, and we want to avoid those things as best as we can. And so, yeah, that takes time. It all takes time, and the due dates and I'm not trying to excuse overly optimistic due dates and coming up short and things like that. No one's trying to excuse those kind of things. It's just that when you work in small business, that happens. It happens every time. And it's an unavoidable part of it, because you are it. Am I in the wrong lane? That was weird. Okay. You are it. This is your project. This is what you are building. You know, you can't email your manager and ask for more hours. You can't email your manager and ask for more labor. You can't do anything but ask yourself for as much as you can possibly give. And I can tell you this 100% earnestly. All three of us back here are giving 100% of what we have to give to this Ether project. And that I will guarantee you about that too. Because it's not worth it to us to do it the wrong way. It's only worth it to us to do it the right way. And to be fair, I'm also kind of I personally am also kind of a perfectionist with what I do. And I would rather miss a deadline. I've done this several times. I would rather miss a deadline than put something out on polish. Like I accidentally set the date wrong for, whoops, this is early. I accidentally set the date wrong for one of my videos on X Nifty, and it came out, and it was only out for like an hour, but it was uploaded, and then I set it for the wrong date, and it came out for like an hour yesterday, and then I put it private because I'm like, oh gosh, that's wrong. But like, that is such an uncharacteristic error on my part, and I know that, and I'm still going to kick myself over it for days because I should have been on top of it better than that. That's not fair to you guys, right? But things happen. All right, let's park this thing. Let's play it safe. So let me wrap everything up here and say we care about you. We really do. And we have lots of big plans that we hope will make people happy. And that goes in every facet, from the content creation to the social network we're building, to when we make merchandise, to when we reach out to other people for collaborations. You know, everything in between. The Discord, the way the Discord is set up, and I came at this backwards. That's cool. Let's circle. But anyway, all of this stuff, we do it in our own way maybe, but we do it with you guys in mind. What is quality? What is good? What is something people would want to use their time on? And delays happen, and we're aware of them, and we feel real bad when they happen. Mistakes happen too. And it's just part of it. It's just part of building a business, guys, and we're doing our best. Not an error goes by that doesn't weigh on us, or a deadline missed, or things like that. But anyway, I've been Nifty. This has been real. This has been Real Talk with Nifty. We just went 526 miles in 10.5 hours. Didn't feel that long talking to me, did it? No, it must be a good conversationalist on a road trip. How much money do we make? 15,000 big dollars. Yes, sir. All right. That's going to do it for me. Thanks for watching. So you guys, I'm not used to wrapping up videos when it's not on a stream. That's I very rarely make videos that aren't also streaming. I will thank God, what's my sign off? I've been Nifty. You've been niftier. Thanks for stopping by. We're really trying to do the best by you. See you next time.